This game's unreal. We got everybody coming here. We got beer for sale, all these merchandise and everything. Personally, Lenny Childs, big hit for Yogi Time. If you come, I'll give you my autograph, throw you a stick in the stands, all that good stuff. So come down, watch some flying fast hockey with the Jets.
There we
Lenny
go.
Childs from back in the day when he was a player with the Janesville Jets. Now he has risen up the coaching ranks and was named the head coach of the Omaha Lancers in the USHL a couple of weeks ago. And we are so happy to have Lenny join us now. Coach, what was it like seeing the video of you back in the day with the Janesville Jets?
I was like, where'd you guys find that? That was the archives right there, man. Let's put this. I was better off the ice than I was on the ice, maybe.
Honestly, our production staff is pretty ruthless when it comes to digging stuff up. Brian, you were the victim of that.
Yes, you know.
They are.
You know. Hey, Lenny, I want to ask you, like, so you could tell from that video there. Great personality, you know, awesome for you coming on here. I love the fact you got named coach of Omaha Lancers, first black head coach in the USHL history, which is incredible. So kind of, you know, blazing the trail in that league. I want to ask you this. Is that your coaching style? Are you just that energetic kind of guy that wants to, you know, almost like that high school football mentality, like, hey, well, I'm in this with you guys?
You spot on, Rupper. I think I'm definitely a detailed motivator, right? I think that's the one thing you could say about me. Everyone says players coach, and that's kind of the overused term now. Like, you got to be a players coach now, right? They're the ones that matter. But I would love to be able to come in every day, give an enthusiasm that's unmatched, and be able to use the detail of video, off-ice development in order to reach those goals for those players. So I think you hit it right on the head.
Now, Lenny, I read a quote. It was something to the effect of you're developing these players as people, turn them into men, so to speak, and you want to win games. Now, Omaha's a pretty storied franchise. I remember hearing about them when I was a young player. You know, I was playing in high school, and guys loved playing out there. That's a high bar you want to get to. Obviously, you want to bring them back, but what is your philosophy in each individual player? How do you want to develop them in terms of turning these guys into men?
You're spot on from the standpoint, like, you got to develop first, right? And the way even players are these days, like, it's about me. Like, it really is. And it should be. It's about them. And my goal is to be able to blend them and then the we together to be able to have a really good product on the ice. So it's going to start with our culture. And obviously culture is a really big buzzword, but to me, it's just the way we do things and doing it at a really high standard. And then from the player development side of things, being able to work with these guys every single day throughout the whole season, for them to really feel like they're actually getting better every day when they leave the rink. And if we can achieve that every day, I think we're going to be able to put ourselves in a good spot with the standings.
You know, your social media handle is the Lenergizer. So I think we've used the word energy a few times right now in talking with you already. When did that become kind of part of your focus in terms of bringing the energy, and how important that was, whether it was as a player or certainly now into your coaching career?
It was my role, right? And I think Rups and Boyle, you guys could kind of attest to that. As a player, I was a leader. I was the guy who was blocking shots. You know, I was the net front power play, not the half wall guy, right? So I needed something to attach to bring a certain level of onus for myself on the ice, and the energy was something that I brought all the time, and I love bringing it. It's fun. It's energetic and gets guys to have fun around the rink.
So, I mean, I appreciate the grind. I mean, everybody's got a story. We all do in whatever walk of life we have, but you've put in the work here. I mean, you got you had your playing career, then you had the assistant coach in Janesville, then you were assistant coach in Des Moines, assistant coach Union College. Now you're getting this opportunity. Like, you know, hey, the work never stops. You wouldn't be in the position if it did. Can you pat yourself on the back a little bit? Be like, all right, I made, you know, where you came from, growing up, and you know, and kind of the opportunity that you've deserved and earned on your own.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I never really look at it that way. Or maybe I should, but it's always one step at a time for me. And even when I was a young player, like, I walked in every day in the rink, and it was the goal to get better that day, right? And I never really looked forward to the next game or the next practice. It was whatever was important now, and I think. Definitely it was a grind, and still grinding. I think that's the fun part about our business. If you're not grinding, like, you're probably not moving up. You're probably not having success. So it keeps me on my toes.
Lenny, you grew up in Maryland. I want to know kind of where that work ethic came from. What was youth hockey like? Did you stay there? How long were you in Maryland playing? Did you have to move and before you went to Janesville? But how was that youth hockey? How were those kind of values instilled in you? Was it on the ice? Was it at home? Combination of the both? Because it looks like you're very detailed, regimented. Can you explain or talk on how you kind of came up in the game?
For sure. I mean, obviously, Maryland's not. You wouldn't look at it as being a hotbed for hockey, right? And but actually, we had some players. So when I was growing up, youth hockey, Washington Capitals, guys like Peter Bondra, their kids played with David Bondra, Mark Tenorti, Jared Tenorti's playing for the Blackhawks, right? So we actually have a little pocket of some guys in Maryland, which is cool. But you know what? Ice was at a premium there. It wasn't like Minnesota or Michigan where you just pop into a rink and start doing skills. So when you had that hour of ice time, you had to make sure it counted. And I had a guy by the name of Nelson Burton who got me into hockey when I was 5 years old. I walked in the rink in the Laurel Gardens ice rink 10 minutes from my house. Never knew the game in my life. And this guy, burly guy from Canada, played for the Washington Capitals. He said, "Lenny, good to meet you. Like, happy to have you." And I was like, whoa. I don't even know what this is, but I'm in. Like, I want to do it. And, when you have people like that around you that are able to propel you and get you to a new level, like, you want to give that back. And I think that's definitely where it started for me.
I know you also have some NHL ties as well, getting brought into the Seattle Kraken's development camp last fall. Kind of two questions for you. What was it like to be a part of the Kraken organization for a few weeks there? And also, when you look at the NHL level and kind of some inspirations for you as a coach, like who do you want to be like? Who do you look up to in terms of NHL coaches?
So walking into the facility at the Seattle Kraken, I didn't know what to expect, right? Didn't play in the NHL, haven't been around it. When I walk in at 5:30 a.m., I had my coffee, try to be dressed nice, right? And I see Gary Roberts, who is dripping in sweat on the assault bike. And like, it's 5:30. He's been there at least for an hour,
wow.
Guaranteed. And then everyone's working out. And Dave Haxtell runs past me. "Hey, Lenny, you getting a workout in?" I'm like, "I guess that's what you do here," right? So the standard in which they have things is unbelievable. It's unmatched. Ron Francis would walk by me and say, "Lenny, how are you?" I'm like, "Ron, you shouldn't even know my name." That's just the type of people they have there. So just being in that environment helps propel you and helps get you excited for what that, maybe next opportunity is. And then from a coaching standpoint, I definitely probably see myself being like a Rod Brindamore. He's got some juice, some energy. Guys really want to run through a wall for him. So he's definitely one of those guys I look at from afar. But honestly, seeing Dave Haxtell run a ship and run meetings, and it's something that really elevated my level of detail and want to be great at that level.
Hey, I just love the real life walking around behind you right now. We're catching some of the people looking there. Who's this guy? Well, listen, you're gonna know Lenny here soon, the Lenergizer, because you got an opportunity of making a name for yourself, but it doesn't come without the support you have at home, right? You're married, you got two sons, Louie and Mac, and you're currently at the airport getting ready to head out there to kind of figure things out in Omaha, right?
Yeah, I couldn't do it without the support system I have. My wife, Laurel, we've been together since junior hockey in Janesville, right? So I was the guy who got the junior hockey girlfriend that was, with me every step of the way, and I couldn't be more happy to have her and honored to have her. She should have dumped me a while ago. It takes a certain person to be able to say, "Hey, we got a job opportunity here. We're going to Omaha," and she's like, "Okay, perfect. When are we leaving?" Right?
Wow.
Our little guy, I'll be honest, I had to name him an assistant coach. That's Louis right there. I had to name him an assistant coach because he loves New York, because he found friends. He started hockey here. So when he found out we were moving, he was a little down, and I said, "Dad's gonna be a head coach." And he said, "Can I be the assistant?" So he said, "Sure." For the last 3 weeks, he's been nothing but like, "I'm gonna be on the bench." So we're gonna have to tone that down a little bit for him. Be a player first, buddy.
Hey, Lenny, you got to get the coach's whistle tucked into his glove and just have it ready to go when you're take him out there. That kid, that's a lucky kid right there.
So cute.
Get him on the dry erase board. I have some questions, and maybe it's a little bit selfish because I've dabbled in coaching and I have some youth players that I'm trying to help out. My son plays; he's 9, or he'll be 9 actually in a few weeks. Do you take something from every place you've been? You've climbed this ladder and obviously had success. There's a reason you've moved up and had more responsibility. I'm just trying to understand how I could probably be a better coach and help these kids. Have you taken something from each place you've gone, or is it that one sort of foundation that you've talked about with the energy and developing character?
You definitely find something every single day, right? And I would say for me, it's the players. I probably listened to my players more this past season than ever. Obviously, they're older, being in college, but once they have some ownership in what they are doing, they actually have some pretty good ideas, right, and things to try. So, like, quick story, I had a guy named Ben Tupker, who's our captain this past year at Union, and you know, I was running the penalty kill, and we're doing really good, and he's like, "Hey, LC, there's a different face-off play I'd love to try." And at first I was like, well, you know, I'm the coach, like, you know, well, let me try first. And then I was like, you know what, let's just, like, you want to do it? And he's like, yeah, I'd love to. We tried it, the players bought in, and it worked, right? So honestly, I pick up a lot from just different players that, you know, get to sit with them, build relationships, and really get to understand what their minds are, because sometimes they're, a lot of times, really smart.
Well, that's awesome stuff, and we really appreciate the time and the insight. I know you're a busy guy. You've got a whole life to set up now in Omaha, and congratulations again on this first head coaching gig in the USHL. I know that you are certainly an inspiration to a lot of people out there, so thanks again, and congrats. We'll be cheering for you from here.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.